Pressure has a way of making you question yourself. It sneaks into your chest late at night when the world is quiet. And it makes you wonder if you've got what it takes to keep going. Sometimes it doesn't even come all at once. It builds little by little, piling on until you feel like one more problem, one more disappointment, one more closed door might finally be the thing that breaks you. And in that moment, when the weight of life feels heavier than you can carry, you start to think maybe you're not cut out for it. Maybe the dream you had was too big. Maybe the fight isn't worth it anymore. But that's where the truth lies, in those exact moments when pressure is at its strongest, when the crushing feels unbearable. That's where something greater is being shaped inside you. See, the crushing seasons of life are not random. They are intentional. They are purposeful. They come not to destroy, but to develop. The same way a sculptor chips away at a block of stone, removing everything that doesn't belong. Life applies pressure to carve away the things that hold you back. It's not punishment, it's preparation. It's not rejection, it's redirection. What you feel is breaking is really the making. Think about it. How do grapes become wine? Not by sitting pretty on the vine. They have to be crushed, squeezed, pressed beyond recognition. How does coal become a diamond? Not by remaining comfortable in the earth. It's the heat, the pressure, the force that transforms it into something rare and valuable. And how does your faith, your strength, your purpose reach its highest level? Through the pressing, through the crushing, through the fire you thought would consume you, but instead refined you. The problem is we want power without process. We want victory without battle. We want wisdom without struggle, but that's not how it works. If it came easy, we'd never appreciate it. If it came without cost, we'd never learn to value it. If it came without breaking us down, we'd never have the depth to carry it. Crushing is the path to power. It's the doorway to destiny. I know some of you are sitting here right now in the middle of your crushing season. You're wondering why life feels so heavy, why the doors won't open, why the people you trusted walked away, why the dreams you prayed for seem delayed. And you're tempted to believe that maybe you've been forgotten. But hear me, you are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not buried. You are planted, that seed in the soil, covered by dirt, hidden from the light. It looks like the end, but it's only the beginning, because the pressure of that soil, the weight of that dirt, is what activates the life inside. Without the crushing, nothing grows. Without the breaking, nothing is released. This is why you can't run from the pressure. You can't avoid it. You can't numb yourself and hope it passes. You've got to endure it. You've got to lean into it because it's working for you. It's building endurance in you. It's stretching your faith. It's showing you sides of yourself you didn't even know existed. You thought you were weak until life pushed you, and you found out you were stronger than you ever imagined. You thought you couldn't survive without certain people, but when they left, you realized you had something deeper carrying you. You thought that failure was going to define you. but it only refined you, taught you, grew you. The crushing isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a greater one. It's the very thing that will prepare you to stand when others fall, to rise when others quit, to shine when others fade. You don't become powerful by avoiding pain. You become powerful by walking through it, by standing under the weight until it shapes you, strengthens you, transforms you. So the next time you feel that pressure, the next time the weight feels like too much, remind yourself of this truth. Pressure doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to reveal you. It comes to release the oil, the strength, the power that's been locked up inside of you. And when you come out on the other side, you won't just come out alive. You'll come out different, deeper, stronger, unshakable. And if you hear my voice tonight, I need you to remember this. God turns pressure into power. Now let me ask you, are you ready to let the crushing shape you into who you were always meant to be? There are moments in life when what you're carrying feels so heavy that you wonder if you can take another step. The weight isn't just in your body, it's in your soul. It's in your mind. It follows you into the silence of the night, and it greets you in the early hours of the morning. It's that lingering thought, that ache in your chest, that question that doesn't seem to have an answer. Why me? Why this? Why now? And the truth is, pressure has a way of not only testing what's around you, but exposing what's inside you. It reveals the cracks in your foundation, the hidden insecurities, the doubts you've carried but never faced. Yet, what feels like exposure is actually the first step to expansion. Pressure doesn't just weigh you down. It stretches you. It pulls you beyond the limits you thought were fixed, the ceilings you thought were unbreakable. Every great story, every triumph, every testimony has its roots in the struggle of being stretched past the point of comfort. You don't grow when everything is easy. You grow when life forces you to reach further than you ever thought you could. When it calls something out of you that you didn't even know you had. That's why pressure feels painful. Because it's pulling out a version of you that's been lying dormant, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Think about it. When you go into a gym, the weights you lift are not there to make you comfortable. They're designed to resist you, to challenge you, to apply pressure to your muscles. And the very thing that feels like resistance is what creates strength. Without the resistance, you don't grow. Without the stretching, you stay the same. Life works the same way. The setbacks, the disappointments, the delays, they aren't there to destroy you. They're stretching you into someone stronger, wiser, more resilient. What's dangerous is that in the middle of being stretched, it feels like breaking. Is way. You can't always tell the difference when you're in it. The pressure doesn't announce. This is for your growth. It just feels like pain. It feels like loss. It feels like failure. That's why so many people give up too early. They mistake stretching for breaking, when in reality, the very thing they're running from is the very thing designed to transform them. You have to reframe how you see pressure. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? and start asking, what is this producing in me? Because if you shift your perspective, you'll see that the crushing is not punishment. It's preparation. It's carving out capacity. It's building endurance. It's proving that your roots are deep enough to handle the storms that are coming. Sometimes you've got to go through the stretch now so you don't snap later. When the weight gets even heavier, pressure also separates. It shows you who really belongs in your circle and who doesn't. When the heat gets turned up, when life gets real, some people can't handle your stretching season. They'll walk away. They'll doubt you. They'll call you foolish for still believing, still trying, still pushing. And while that hurts, it's also a gift, because those who walk away during your crushing could never handle your rising. Those who doubted you in your stretching season don't deserve a front row seat to your breakthrough. Pressure removes the unnecessary, so you can carry only what you need into the next season. And when you come out on the other side, you'll look back and realize something powerful. You didn't just survive the pressure. You were shaped by it. You're wiser than you were before. You're stronger than you were before. You've got clarity you didn't have before. And suddenly you see that what felt like the worst season of your life was actually the foundation for the best one. So don't despise the stretching. Don't curse the wait. Don't wish away the process. Because the very thing that feels like it's pressing you down is the thing that's lifting you up. Every ounce of pressure you endure is producing something far greater inside you than you can see right now. And when the time is right, what was hidden will be revealed. And people won't just see someone who went through pressure. They'll see someone who came out with power. So let me ask you, are you willing to let this season of pressure stretch you into the person you were always destined to become? There's a truth we often overlook when life begins to press us from every side. The crushing doesn't just change us, it also reveals us. Pressure has a way of pulling back the layers we've carefully built and exposing what's really underneath. When things are easy, it's simple to smile. It's simple to carry yourself with confidence. It's simple to look unshakable. But when the weight of life bears down, when the storm clouds gather, when the nights get heavy and long, that's when the real you steps forward. And the reality is that version of you, the raw, unpolished, tested version, is the one that carries your true strength. The crushing season has a way of silencing all the noise so you can finally hear your own soul speak. It makes you confront questions you've avoided, insecurities you've masked, doubts you buried deep inside. It's uncomfortable, sometimes even terrifying, but it's necessary. Because the truth is, we don't grow when we hide from ourselves. We grow when the mirror is placed in front of us, when we can no longer pretend, when the crushing leaves us face to face with our own weaknesses, yet also face to face with our untapped power. What's interesting is that the crushing also separates what is real from what is counterfeit. It strips away shallow confidence, fragile relationships, and hollow commitments. You'll notice that when the pressure comes, some people walk away, some things fall apart, some dreams collapse. At first it feels like loss, but if you look closer, it's actually clarity. The pressure didn't destroy what was solid, it revealed what was weak. And that's a gift, because once you see what doesn't belong, once you see who was never really standing with you, once you see which habits were keeping you small, you're free to rebuild on something that will actually last. Think about it. Gold has to go through fire to be purified. Oil only flows when the olive is crushed. Grapes don't release their sweetness until they've been pressed. Nothing truly valuable is revealed until it's been tested under pressure. And the same is true of you. That fire you're walking through, that weight you're carrying, that storm you're enduring, it's not designed to destroy you. It's designed to refine you. The crushing brings out what was hidden all along. But let me say this, it doesn't feel good while it's happening. In fact, most of the time it feels like it's going to break you. The pain is real. The silence is real. The loneliness is real. You'll be tempted to believe that nothing good could come out of it. You'll question why you have to carry it. You'll even wonder if you'll survive it. But here's the beauty. You will survive. And not only will you survive, you'll come out different. You'll come out wiser, stronger, clearer. You'll come out knowing things you could never have learned in comfort. The crushing also has a way of teaching you dependence. When everything is stripped away, when your own strength feels like it's not enough, you learn how to lean on something greater than yourself. You learn humility, you learn surrender. You learn that real power doesn't always come from pushing harder. Sometimes it comes from letting go, from trusting the process, from believing that the crushing isn't the end of you. It's the making of you. And once you've been through it, once you've survived seasons that felt impossible, you gain a new kind of authority. You walk differently. You carry yourself differently. You don't shake as easily. Why? Because you've seen what you're capable of. You've endured the breaking and found out you didn't break. You've walked through the storm and discovered you weren't washed away. That kind of strength can't be bought. It can't be borrowed. It can only be earned in the crushing. So, the next time life puts you under pressure, remember this, it's not just about what's happening to you. It's about what's being revealed within you. The crushing is pulling something out that the world needs to see. And I'll leave you with this question. When the pressure comes, and it will, are you willing to let it reveal the strength, the purpose, and the power that's been inside you all along? There comes a point in the crushing when you realize it isn't just about what you lost or even what you endured. It's about what you are becoming in the process. Pressure transforms you, but only if you let it. And that's the thing, you have to make a decision in the middle of it all. You can let the weight break you down into bitterness, or you can let it break you open into greatness. That's the choice. You can let the crushing make you smaller, or you can let it stretch you into someone you never even imagined you could be. See, the crushing has a way of testing your perspective. Most people see only the pain. They stop there. They fold. But if you look deeper, if you shift your lens just a little, you'll begin to see purpose where others only see problems. You'll begin to see opportunity in the middle of opposition. You'll begin to understand that the pressure isn't just happening to you, it's working for you. That's the shift that separates those who collapse under the weight from those who rise because of it. Think about a seed. A seed doesn't sprout in comfort. It breaks open underground, in the dark, in the dirt. The pressure of the soil is what pushes it upward toward the light. The crushing of its outer shell is what releases the life that's hidden inside. Without that breaking, there's no growth. Without that darkness, there's no future. And it's the same with you. The crushing you're in may feel unfair. It may feel unbearable, but it's not wasted. It's planting something in you. It's awakening a strength, a resilience, a vision that could not come any other way. But here's what's important. Transformation doesn't happen automatically. Not everyone who gets crushed becomes better. Some become bitter. Some get stuck. Some let the pain define them. And they never step into the person they could have been. That's why perspective is everything. You have to choose how you see it. You have to decide to look at the crushing as preparation, not punishment. You have to tell yourself, this isn't the end of me. This is the making of me. Because your mind will give up long before your body does if you don't train it to see the truth. And let me tell you, the crushing also has a way of showing you who you are when no one's watching. Because the real transformation doesn't happen in front of the crowd. It happens in the private battles. In the nights when you cry yourself to sleep. In the moments when you want to quit, but you still choose to keep going. That's where you become unshakable. That's where you develop a depth that people can't put into the words. When they look at you later on, they'll just say, something's different about you. They may not know what it cost you, but you will. And that inner change is something no one can take from you. Pressure also redefines success. When you come out of the crushing, you stop chasing approval. You stop needing validation. You stop living for shallow things. You begin to value peace over popularity, growth over comfort, substance over surface. You realize the applause of people can fade, but the transformation of your soul is eternal. That's a shift you only get when life has squeezed everything else out of you and forced you to see what truly matters. And that's the beauty of it. When the crushing has finished its work, you don't just come out stronger. You come out new. You come out wiser. You come out more compassionate. You come out with a kind of strength that's not loud but unshakable. A kind of peace that doesn't come from circumstances, but from knowing you've already survived worse. That's the gift of transformation. It doesn't just make you better, it makes you more. So if you're in that season right now, if you feel like the weight is too heavy, If you're wondering why life keeps pressing on you, hear this. It's because there's something inside of you that can only come out this way. The crushing isn't killing you, it's creating you. Don't fight it. Don't curse it. Let it shape you. Let it stretch you. Let it reveal the person you were always meant to be. And I'll leave you with this. When the crushing finally lifts, will you rise as the same person who entered it? Or will you emerge transformed into the one you were destined to become? Pressure doesn't just test your strength, it reveals your alignment. Sometimes the crushing comes to show you what you've been leaning on that can't really hold you up. It exposes what you've trusted more than you should. Who you've depended on that wasn't meant to carry you. And even the parts of yourself that you've been hiding behind, instead of developing, the crushing has a way of shaking everything that isn't rooted, everything that isn't stable, until all that's left is what's real. And in those moments, you have a choice. Either hold tighter to what's failing you or release it and lean into the source that cannot be moved. See, it's easy to depend on people when life is good. It's easy to trust your own abilities when everything's working. It's easy to believe in your plan when the path is smooth. But the crushing strips that comfort away. It leaves you asking, where is my foundation? What am I really standing on? Because when the pressure hits, the illusions crumble. The false supports collapse, and you're left with the raw truth. That's not cruelty. That's grace, because you can't build a lasting life on shaky ground. Think about a building. It doesn't matter how beautiful the walls are, how expensive the furniture is, or how impressive the design looks. If the foundation isn't solid, eventually the weight of time, weather, and pressure will bring it down. Your life is no different. The crushing comes to test your foundation, to reveal if what you're standing on can really hold the weight of your destiny. And if it can't, the crushing is giving you an opportunity to realign, to reset, to rebuild on something stronger. That's why you can't resent the shaking. You can't curse the pressure that's revealing the cracks. Because sometimes the greatest gift isn't what the crushing gives you, but what it takes away. It removes false securities. It strips away pride. It breaks unhealthy attachments. It forces you to release the people who were only meant to be chapters, not lifelines. And while it hurts, it saves you from building your future on a lie. But here's the part we often miss. The crushing doesn't just test what you're standing on. It tests what you're made of. Diamonds don't shine without pressure. Steel doesn't get strong without fire. And your character doesn't grow without challenge. The crushing presses you to dig deeper into who you really are. Not the version you present to the world. Not the mask you put on for approval, but the core of your being. And it asks, is this enough to carry the vision you've been given? Is this strong enough to withstand the storms ahead? And let me tell you something. It's not about being perfect. It's about being grounded. It's about knowing that when everything else gets stripped away, you won't collapse because your roots run deep. You won't fold because you've anchored yourself in something bigger than your circumstances. That's why the crushing is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to anchor you. It's not there to take your strength. It's there to redirect it. I've seen people come out of the crushing bitter, angry, resentful, because they never shifted their foundation. They clung to what was breaking instead of letting it go. But I've also seen people come out steady, strong, unshakable, because they decided to plant their trust in something that couldn't be taken. And that's the difference. The crushing will always come. None of us escape it. But whether it breaks you or builds you depends on where you're standing when it hits. So if you feel like your life is shaking right now, if it feels like everything is crumbling beneath you, don't panic. Don't think it means you're finished. It just means you're being realigned. It means the things that can't last are falling away so that what truly matters can remain. And when you stand on that, when you build on that, you'll find a strength that no pressure can take, no storm can shake, and no season can steal. So the next time the crushing comes, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? What is this shifting in me? What is this anchoring me to? Because if you can answer those questions, then the crushing will not only press you, it will position you. And when the storm passes, you'll still be standing. Now tell me if this message spoke to you. Are you ready to let the crushing realign you instead of break you? There's something about the crushing that changes your perspective on timing. See, when everything feels like it's falling apart, when life presses you in ways you didn't expect, the first instinct is to rush through it. You want the pressure gone, the season over, the pain lifted. But the truth is, the crushing has a pace of its own, and you can't outrun it. You can't skip steps. You can't force the process. The crushing doesn't just test your strength, it tests your patience. And patience isn't passive, it's active trust. It's the decision to stay in the process, even when you don't understand it. Think about a seed planted in the ground. Once it's buried in the soil, no matter how badly you want it to grow, you can't dig it up every day to check on it. You can't rush the roots, can't demand the stem, can't force the blossom. The crushing of the seed beneath the soil is what makes it break open and release its potential. But that happens in hidden time, not in rushed time. And that's the same with your life. The pressure you feel right now might not produce fruit tomorrow, but give it time, and what's breaking inside, you will eventually grow into something stronger and more beautiful than you could imagine. That's where trust comes in. Trust isn't just believing things will get better. It's believing the delay is working for you. It's believing the silence is building you. It's believing that even when nothing looks different, something is shifting beneath the surface. That's the hardest part, because your mind wants proof. Your heart wants relief, and your body wants out. But timing is not in your control. The crushing has a season, and if you cut it short, you'll miss what it was sent to produce. There's power in surrendering to the timing, not giving up, not quitting, but releasing the urge to control every detail. Sometimes the crushing lingers because what needs to grow in you hasn't fully matured yet. Maybe your character still needs stretching. Maybe your faith needs strengthening. Maybe your vision needs clarifying. And if you rush the process, you'll come out with a version of yourself that can't handle the weight of what's coming. You'll come out half-baked, half-ready, and the next season will crush you all over again. But when you stay in it, when you endure with patience, when you allow the timing to do its work, you come out refined. You come out prepared. You come out steady in a way you couldn't be if the crushing ended too soon. Pressure teaches you endurance. Waiting teaches you trust. And trust teaches you peace in the middle of chaos is way. That's why the crushing and the timing are connected. You can't have the strength of one without the patience of the other. I know it's tempting to compare your journey with someone else's, to look at their progress, their success, their breakthroughs, and wonder, why not me? Why am I still here, waiting, hurting, grinding? But you don't know the weight of their crushing, just like they don't know the depth of yours. You don't know what it cost them, just like they don't know what it's building in you. Your process is yours for a reason. Your timing is designed to prepare you for what's specifically yours to carry. Don't despise it because it doesn't look like someone else's timeline. Patience is not punishment. Delay is not denial. Silence is not abandonment. These are the tools of timing. They're shaping you in ways rushing never could. And if you can embrace that truth, if you can lean into the timing instead of fighting it, you'll find a deeper strength than you ever thought you had. So if you're sitting in a season that feels slow, that feels heavy, that feels endless, it means you're forgotten. Don't think it means nothing is happening. You're in the crushing, yes, but you're also in the timing. And both are working together for something greater than what you can see right now. Trust it. Endure it. Lean into it. Because when the time is right, what has been pressing you will no longer be breaking you. It will be revealing you. Now let me ask you, are you willing to wait in the crushing, to trust the timing, and to believe that what feels days delayed is actually preparing you for something bigger? There comes a point in every crushing where you realize it wasn't just about the breaking, it was about the becoming. The crushing isn't the end, it's the transition. It's the in-between space where the old version of you is stripped away so the new version can rise. And it doesn't always feel glorious. Most of the time it feels messy, uncomfortable, and lonely. But that's where transformation takes place. That's where you discover you weren't made to stay as you were. You were made to evolve. When you go through pressure, pain, and loss, it changes how you see the world. The things you thought mattered start to fade. The things you once clung to don't hold the same weight. And what begins to emerge is a sharper sense of purpose, a deeper understanding of who you are, and a clearer vision of where you're meant to go. The crushing has a way of stripping away the unnecessary so that only what's essential remains. It cuts off the excess. It pulls you away from distractions. It forces you to confront what you've been avoiding. And though it hurts, it's producing a version of you that can't be shaken by what used to break you. Think about the process of turning grapes into wine. Grapes in their natural state are fine. They can feed you for a moment. They can refresh you for a day. But when they're crushed, when they're pressed, when the juice is released and left to be processed over time, they're transformed into something more valuable, something that lasts longer, something that carries a richness grapes could never have on their own. That's what the crushing is doing in you. It's not destroying you. It's producing a new identity, a new strength, a new depth. But here's the challenge. You can't cling to the old you while trying to step into the new you. You can't carry yesterday's identity into tomorrow's purpose. The crushing demands that you let go of what no longer serves you. The relationships that kept you small, the habits that held you back, the fears that chained you down. You can't take those with you. They don't fit where you're going. And if you try to drag them along, you'll sabotage the very transformation the crushing was designed to bring. It's hard to release what's familiar, even when it's hurting you, because familiarity feels safe and stepping into the unknown feels risky. But transformation requires risk. It requires faith. It requires trusting that the version of you that's being birthed in the crushing is stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose than the version you're leaving behind. You have to be willing to let the old die so the new can live. And understand this, transformation doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It happens quietly, gradually, often unnoticed by others. People may still see you as who you were, while inside you know you're not the same. They may try to hold you to an old standard while you've already outgrown it. Don't let their perception drag you backward. The crushing wasn't for them, it was for you. The newness being birthed in you doesn't need their approval. It needs your commitment. And when you commit to the process, when you embrace the transformation, you start to carry yourself differently. You speak with more clarity. You walk with more confidence. You live with more conviction. You stop chasing validation and start walking in purpose. You stop living for applause and start living for impact. That's the evidence of the crushing, the proof that what tried to break you actually built you. So the next time you feel pressed, the next time you feel like everything around you is collapsing, remind yourself this isn't the end. It's the transition. This is the doorway into the new you. This is where identity is reshaped, where faith is deepened, where strength is multiplied. Don't fight it. Don't run from it. Don't cling to what was. Lean into what's becoming. Because when the crushing is finished, when the transformation has fully taken root, you'll look back and realize that the pressure wasn't punishment. It was preparation. It was never about destroying you. It was always about releasing the greater you that was hidden inside all along. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to release the old, embrace the crushing, and step boldly into the transformation that's been waiting for you. There are moments in life when the crushing feels unbearable, when it feels like the walls are closing in and every way you turn leads to another obstacle. It's in those moments that most people want to quit because the pressure feels like too much to handle. But the truth is, crushing seasons are never just about survival. They're about transformation. What looks like the end of you is often the beginning of something greater being birthed within you. The crushing isn't meant to kill you. It's meant to reveal what's inside you, to draw out the strength, the character, and the resilience you didn't know you carried. You see, nothing valuable comes without crushing. Grapes don't become wine until they've been crushed. Olives don't release their oil until they've been pressed. Diamonds don't shine until they've endured immense pressure. And in the same way, you will never fully realize the depth of your purpose until life has applied enough pressure to bring it out of you. That means the crushing is not punishment. It's the process. It's the bridge between who you are now and who you are meant to be. The danger is that many people despise the process. They pray for blessing, but they run from pressure. They want the reward, but not the refining. They want to shine like a diamond without ever being buried in the dark. But life doesn't work that way. You can't have the promise without the process. You can't reach the mountain without climbing it his way. And you can't experience the fullness of your purpose without walking through the crushing that prepares you for it. Think about it. If everything always went your way, if every door opened easily, if every dream fell into your lap without a fight, you would never develop endurance. You would never build patience. You would never learn to trust when the path is uncertain. And it's those very things, the patience, the endurance, the trust, that anchor you when life gets harder down the road. So when you feel crushed, when you feel pressed on every side, understand that it's not wasted. It's working something in you that comfort could never create. What's powerful about the crushing is that it forces you to confront who you really are. When everything is easy, it's simple to look strong. It's simple to look confident. It's simple to say you trust. But when the crushing comes, when the nights are long, when the silence is loud, when the answers don't come, that's when you find out whether your faith is real, whether your character is deep, whether your vision can outlast your circumstances. And if you allow it, the crushing doesn't just reveal the truth about you. It refines you into someone greater than you were before. Sometimes the crushing also has a way of stripping things away. It takes away the illusions you depended on, the people you thought you needed, the habits you once leaned on. And though that loss feels painful in the moment, often it's making room for something far better. The crushing isn't just about breaking you down. It's about clearing out the clutter so that what's truly valuable can rise to the surface. And here's the part most people miss. The crushing is temporary. It may feel endless, but it won't last forever. The season of pressure has an expiration date. The darkness will break. The weight will lift. And when it does, you won't just walk out as the same person who went in. You'll walk out transformed, elevated, carrying wisdom and strength you couldn't have gained any other way. That's the gift of the crushing. So when you're tempted to curse the process, when you're tempted to throw in the towel, remind yourself, this is not the end of me. This is the making of me. This is not breaking me. This is building me. Every moment of crushing is pulling something greater out of me that the world needs to see. And when that moment comes, when the pressure gives way to purpose, you'll look back and realize that what you thought was working against you was actually working for you all along. So let me ask you tonight, are you willing to endure the crushing long enough to see the power that's waiting on the other side?